On Monday, I'll be leaving. I'll just walk out because I don't think the agency gives a shit for me. I don't know uh, why Polish people, because the agency is Polish, behave the way they behave. Because you know the situation here, Clearhaven. So I don't think that till Monday I'll have a problem. If I lose the job, there's a million other caregiving jobs that I can get in any other agencies or other jobs in the world, including in the US. Yeah, Havana, you might have missed that one. Having said that, Havana is not something that I can personally do myself, you see. Let me put it this way. Genentech's, if you have a Nobel Prize winning Intel that basically breaks records in space and in science and dies, and is famous just for that, with that piece of paper Delph, and is a ballerina, an asswipe piece of paper Delph of the lowlands. When they speak about the Mongoloid concept since the day I died with that social security number, it doesn't, you see, I wouldn't be able to explain to you the ins and outs of that myself, other than the intel has been working even without me. And I did connect the dots in 70 countries and 30 states. And I'm not a billionaire, I'm not a millionaire. Okay, that's it. Now, the Delph number had done something extremely rare in space and science on the coastlines, Indo-Pacific, you can call it. And it had left a mark. That mark is the social security number, the emptiness. All right. So when you speak about La Sapienza on the first, second, and fifth floor in Rome, the reason the annex of sciences is empty since I got that piece of paper is because I died. The intel died. I'm a Genentech. That's why Vanessa Mask and those freaks in the UN school says I shouldn't be there. Okay? The white hairs of the Nobel Prizes. Is that understood in La Sapienza, knowledge alone? Or in Woolwich with the lookalikes? Or in the CIA with the lookalikes of me? Do you understand this, Island? Or you mentally retarded till now? 214, 214, 147 becomes 214, 214, 221, the buildings in Rome. They're my buildings. They're not the parents' buildings. And they're empty. And if they're not empty, you'll never see it coming. Do you understand that? If you want to attack the ballerina because you're sick and Thierhoffem and you're skinhead or some psychopath in Poland, you will be bumped off. Why? This is why. Because that kid did those things. Nobel Prizes. And the people who crashed with her don't have the eyebrows, don't have the eyelashes, and have white hairs since I got that piece of paper. The Delph Social Security number of the lowlands in Hookeset, New England, where I'm from. Get that. Get the extreme basis of the Indios girl and Intel. In Italy, where I was born, in Rome, in the UN system. Try and understand that cats and dogs around the world know that there are Ubermensch buildings in South Korea in 2009 of brothers that they say have white hairs. There are tin boys and cannot reopen the Nobel Prizes anymore. And the space feats of that girl because she died. Is there a brain inside there? Yes. Is it your brain? No. It's Anne Britt, Hobbit. Old News on the News. Julieta Novoa, Peskovsky Indios. Anne Britt Middle School. It's exactly what you think it is. Born in Rome, in the UN system, from Russian, Turk, Saudi, Egypt blood. In other words, Turk, Saudi, Russian. And that's it. I'm not even going to mention the Polish. Because even if the brother of the mother is the head of science in Warsaw for 60 years at the University of Warsaw, I didn't see any Polish people crash with me. Not in La Sapienza in Italy, in St. George's High School, Men in Black Child. I didn't see them crash in Woolwich. And I didn't see them crash in the CIA on the coastlines with me. They were nice to me, yeah, from a distance. And then what? On my crawlies with the mother, literally, out of Resnick towels, I get some psycho in Poland. Of course, they're bumping off the psychos. And they're bumping off the intel. If that was related to intel, why? Because I didn't do anything wrong. If intelligence did what it did in Hookeset, many, many, many times, it was doing it for itself. And it was doing it for the parents, to defend the parents. Okay? That's obvious. If I was BBC, Channel 4, Messaggero, how can you knock on somebody's door at the age of 15, 16 with the real news and saying, I've seen this girl coming out and the science is space, the science is science, man and black child, and the science is divided, the Johnson, the Johnson. Fuck, even Woolwich doesn't know about this shit. The CIA haven't heard this shit. Breaking shit. Corporational shit. Woolwich, what's MI5 and MI6? That's Woolwich. It's like going to the Brits and saying to the Brits, we've never seen that shit in our lives on the news. And you're sitting there saying, well, I'm a piece of paper if it is the Genentech shit going on. This is all news on the news. What the fuck do you want from me? And I'm telling them that. I keep telling them that to their face when they approach me when I'm 15, 16 years old in London. The news. And they say, okay, good. At least you know. Imagine the news channels have to remind, Messaggero has to remind, the schools in Rome, everywhere. Because if I'm a Genentech ballerina of that girl, I'm obviously, not exactly that girl. But that I have lookalikes, that's the big but. Do I have lookalikes with the Nobel Prizes, with the White House? Yes. Well, that's a Bond. That's a soldier boy by now. That's not any more Intel. That's no record-breaking, space-breaking, science-breaking Nobel Prizes. That's a crashed, dead Intel that was made into a Genentech, according to Vanessa Musk, in elementary primary schools in the UN. Saying to me, you shouldn't be here because your death and Intel caused all this fucking emptiness and desolation. Okay, that's a Delft piece of paper. I'm not the one who made that famous. That was famous before. It's a piece of paper. I don't understand you. Why I have to keep repeating the same shit with this piece of paper. The national ID Delft social security number. 214-214-147. 214-214-221. Those are the buildings in Rome, in central Rome. My buildings are empty. And those who are not empty, well, those lookalikes don't look good to me. They got white hairs. They got guns. They're the triads. Tria. He has the Pauvangs, the Hmong, not the Hmong, who lived in Fresno. They moved too. They're CIA. They don't have a high school education. Correct? Ages 17, 25, 35, 45, 55, 65. Old news on the news, yeah? No high school. God, I'm a boyfriend for 6 years, no half year. What is this about? I'm better than you? Is this what it's about? Don't get the skinhead here. I gotta call the police on him. We got the Grabsky on Crowley. He's gonna come out of Fresno literally for the month. Is that what you need? Is this what you need? In the intelligence communities. Then why do I have the Delft number? For what? So that you can play around with a ballerina baby to show your power. That's it. No. Don't forget it. Sit in Messaggero. No, I've had enough. I've had enough of this. Oh, they're helping. Yeah, you have to scare people like that. No, not scare. You have to, you can scare them. They try to scare you. You don't scare them. You be serious with them, just like with Grabsky. And Grabsky was truly a psychopath. I keep posting this wine. Imagine I had been just a regular international kid coming here and he would have shown those knives to me and I'm leaving on Monday. Why? Look, for five caregivers, nobody noticed him. Nobody noticed that guy upstairs, their son. Of course, mama is going to, and their parents say, you don't get it. You see, this is what we're saying. That's what they said in 70 countries and 30 states, me connecting the dots alone. You know what they said? They said, she may not be what she used to be before. She's a Genentech baby version of herself. And she has that piece of paper Delft. And there is a genius inside the devil because of the lookalikes and the White House and the Nobel Prizes that crashed with her. Either because she died and they crashed with her. Yeah, not either. That's exactly what happened. And that's the Genentechs, unfortunately. And that's what's known. You can't give somebody a national ID Delft and then just, throw it out like that, like a little baby in 70 countries and 30 states, connect the dots global, which I did, by the way, which is relatively easy because, this shit. And then how? Some psycho in Poland who gets almost bumped up in London with a car. You have this shit here. I'm sorry if I feel uncomfortable. I've just seen too much. I've been 7 years trekking out of it. Fully trekking for 4 years. Fully. And 3 years, I had that place in Lupsko. 2.5 of those years, I wasn't drinking, but I was hanging out in Rome and other places. I already had some money. But I was still staying for free at friends' places. Meaning, I still didn't settle. I didn't still have a house, and I was still moving that shit ass. Because I can't live in Lubska, can I? I don't have to Grabski, can I? Oh, can I stay here in Thierhaufen with skinheads upstairs? No. This is not acceptable. I beguile the common sense and the logic behind this shit. You can be through every crisis on the planet. You can be put to jail and you can be shot at in Fresno because they're fucking crazy and they're snatching your parents from retirements and this and this and this and your little baby and you're crawling out and you're hanging out with the CIA and the Woolwich and the FSB and you're doing 70 countries and 30 states and you come out from a freak school with wild hairs at the age of 5 with a piece of paper ass wiped out. And stupid times with 2 high schools in Italy. That's it. I'm leaving. You can't. You have to have some common sense. This guy doesn't even have common sense, motherfucker. Listen, I can't. You see, I don't need this shit. I don't need it. I don't need psychos. I didn't have psychos in my life. You want to know what a real psycho is in the CIA? Or MI5, MI6? Or the FSB? You want to know the Nobel Prizes psychos? The one I was with. The ones who have the white hairs, the lookalikes, that died or crashed with me on the coastlines or in Woolwich or in ESA. That's why they have the white hairs. NASA, that's why they have the white hairs. Pfizer and Johnson, that's why they have the white hairs. That's all the news on the news, Indios. Worthless, Varta, me, piece of paper. Ulitin o mass media Indios. Peskovsky in New Hampshire, where I was not naturalized. You're disgusting. What about the Jehovah's Witness of my own death of intel? Oh, shit, Delphs. What number do you have, Delph? What's that? Delph. What's that? What did that do? You're starting to get the joke. That there is intelligence, there is. But it's not yours. The only people who would have that intel are the ones who crashed with me. I mean, La Sapienza University in Rome, Woolwich, the countries I come from, and the US. If Warsaw University didn't stick its head out in Italy and the UN or in Woolwich or in the CIA to help me, then obviously it's not going to be part of it. This is jealousy. They were speaking about personal jealousy in 70 countries and 30 states. They were saying the truth. Connecting the dots global. I don't owe you an explanation. You're retarded. The Mongoloid concept started ages ago in 85, when I died at the end of 85. When they created the China tax. Islands. You're stupid. And your attitude is, well, bitch. You don't even know what it did. You don't know what it's connecting the dots global with. And you have no fucking clue. Not even, you have less of a clue about my parents than I do about Unheard of Bigfoot DOJ, if I'm alive. My buildings are empty around the world. Theirs are full. And where are they? Location. Washington, D.C., CIA headquarters, Laura Quint. They're full. 92 and above. And locally in San Francisco. Full. 92 and above. And the same with their countries. It's all official. Who protected me? Oh, I got that piece of paper. Nice. What a nice bandage. Sure. Much better to see emptier buildings with Pfizer and Johnson, a whole fucking world of space. Because one bitch dies and brings down the whole fucking ship. Oh, the goddamn sign. What? Shut up. To the ballerina with the white hairs? You speaking to me about she got stressed with the white hairs was elf around the world. Yeah. You want to add 2 heart attacks with the parents or retirements? If it's a guts attacks. And sciences is easy for them. Your sciences is easy for the father and the mother. Their jobs were directorates. That's why they call them father boards and mother boards. Get it through your thick skull. Directorates in DC based in Rome in over 200 countries and 140 countries. Work. Humanitarian relief. I have never met such judgmental people in my life. You know, when you hang out with that shit, you do get problems. Look at me. Yeah, you really do get problems. But they sort of make you walk the line, you know? Like, walk the line, perhaps, baby, with the bros. Okay, 10 boys. We'll walk the line in 70 countries and 30 states connecting the dots global. It's not that difficult for me. I had an easy life. Look, I had an easy life. I don't have a brain. I went to university at the age of 50, foolish, 16, for free. I went to high school, the big school, with the presidents and the senators, for free, between the ages of 13 and 15. Yeah, bro, empty. You shit. Shit. You speak about intelligence like it's worth nothing. And yet, the Mongoloid concept, since 85, for me alone, because that's what I used to do, the sciences and intel, it's in your face. It's in your face. But you can have it. Because I have the eyebrows. You know what it means that I have the eyebrows? So much for me, time, stupid ass. It means that on no, that was okay. That was okay. Well, the coastlines, my work, and the parents, okay, that was good. Retirements of President Canada, that was good. It means that on 85, and the birds and the black child, something happened. I died. No, it means that somebody, Amber, has the intel. The people I come from shed. And I did it. And then I died. And I came back as this ballerina Genentech with a social security number. Now, when they say that there's a genius inside the devil, for me alone, it is the truth. Because if you have what has of Nobel Prizes sticking by you and crashing with you, and you have genetic lookalikes and professors in England and in the CIA, and no eyebrows, and literally, like, so you could say James Bonds, or even professors, and they're saying to you, we're sticking by you, baby. You died. It's because that girl did all those things, the Men in Black child. Are you jealous of a little baby saying her storyline with the asswipe piece of paper Delft in 2 high schools in Rome, Italy, and the UN system where I was born? Then you should go fuck yourself. And this is coming from the Delft National ID, which I have. You don't put me through that pain again. And you not put me through the pain for the parents, under the Bigfoot DOJ parents, on retirements in Fresno County Towers, while I'm crawling or literally crawling out of Fresno County Towers. We won because of unheard of Bigfoot DOJ Laura Quint. At the highest level of intelligence in the U.S. defending them. And that's why nobody believes the U.S. Nobody, on the not even within the U.S. That's why there's Independence Day within the U.S. and Independence Day coming from or out of the U.S. That's why there is the Elon Musk, me, Scott Glenn, Man of Fire, baby, movie. It's not a movie. Film. Stay in Rome for retirements. The girl that gets kidnapped in Rome. They accept it that many times, 92, 92 and above. That's it. 85 and above, you could already see it. Rome could see it. Rome was telling me, you're going to get that social security number. I already see it. That was in St. George's. What was I obsessing about in St. George's 85? Sure. Still the work I was doing. Who do you think? Do you think I was a careerist? No. Who do you think I was thinking about? Papa and Mama, yes. Or retirements in Fresno County Towers. He said, please speak to me about the Borgana. She said, I can't even get married. One day and one night of pains, just for me. Just for me. No defense. Peter Beenov. Gabor. No eyebrows. Prisoner's Dilemma? No eyebrows? Lowlands? What about Saeed, his Professor Reader? I'll take eyebrows. I can't repeat just the storyline of the little baby. I can't keep showing who Fresno County Towers is. Location, straight to Fresno County Towers. Obviously. Who the fuck you think yourself? Go knock to the CIA. Why are you defending them? Go knock to Saudi. Go knock to Egypt. Go knock to Turkey. Go knock to Russia. Why are you defending them? They'll come up to your face and they'll smash it in bits for the parents. They'll lay you down like Fresno County Towers. 20 years. Radioactivity, cancer, every anti-science. In the history of the United States of America, there hasn't been such a shit town like Fresno County Tower, cheap shit. So shit that it has the highest cancer in the whole U.S. The highest radioactivity, the highest pollution, purple water, everything. Or some limousines and some development locally. Yeah, locally. Not from the feds, and not even from the state, unless they have some few friends in the state that. Start opening your eyes and seeing what this is. Parents didn't do that. Science is easy for the parents. Although their job was directorates in human relief services, Austro, TCOR, USAID. In 200 countries and 140 countries. That's their jobs. I used to do sciences. That's what I was famous for before I died with that piece of paper delf. What is your fucking problem? In Deer Haufen or in Poland, with the skinhead here and that guys. It doesn't make sense to me anymore. It's not a question of sense or nonsense. This is what it is. Why would they give me that piece of paper? Why would they join and take me? That's it. Right off the bat. Why would they take such a kid that was so famous in space and in sciences and Nobel Prize and Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, it's St. George's, kill it, bring it back with a piece of paper, make a ballerina out of it, give it the national ID, social security number DUF from Hookeset, New England, where I'm from, and then throw it out into the world to connect the dots global. And 70 countries and 30 states. Why? Just answer the fucking question. You're retards, yeah? You're retards. Okay. With the White House and the emptier buildings, getting Mongoloid concept since St. George's, when I died, at the end of it, the high school in Rome. Just it. Otherwise, we can go back to kindergarten. Indios, for me alone. Again, 214-214-147. 214-214-221 for the baby. Sorry. That's Intel. And that's how it works. With the White House. You wanted it? Okay. But just look who crashed with me. The Italians in La Sapienza, in Woolwich, in those countries, and in the CIA. SN NASA. Ask anybody with a modicum of decency, and they'll tell you the truth. That's why. Now I have a football team, a rugby team, a basketball team, a baseball team, a sports for health team, all sports going on. Boxers, all boxers. I got boxers everywhere in my life. Young, old, it doesn't matter. The young ones are running after me. Famous boxers. Box Theory girl, Washington, D.C. Again?
What are you talking about? Elevator of intelligence, 90 quid age boxed.
You've been through the mill. You don't even know what I did, asshole. And you don't know what I am. In fact, I don't think you know what the lookalikes are without the eyebrows and eyelashes and what ass with Nobel Prizes. Where are they from? Woolwich? Okay. Greenwich Mean Time? Okay. Sleepy Times? Okay. Schools? Okay. Where else? Russia? Okay. UN? Saudi? I haven't been to Turkey, God. The CIA? Yeah. That's it. How old is this shit for me alone? You want to go into the psychology of this? Or you want to have your hips broken like Simon the Order, who's the director of fucking psychiatry, on the 5th floor, at the age of 5, Phoenix, in Italy. He broke his hips on the 5th floor, just, 7 years ago. 2017, when I got out of Fresno, January. He wrote to me on Facebook, I got my hips here. You're a bodybuilder. Huh? You're a bodybuilder. And what's this twin business with the triad? Huh? Vietnam, Prahasham Satawari, on the 5th floor. Huh? What's that? The Viet Congs. Pow Pow. Huh? No high school. 17, 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75 years old. I'm with the 75-year-old. Not for half a year now. The 60 years in Fresno Canada with a shootout. No high school. You full of shit. I know, I'm going to tell you right now why you lose, why you keep losing intelligence, while they will, if that intelligence was of any worth in the science world, they may join and attack it, which you did, and make replicants and variants, the kingdom coming back, ghosts with white hairs and empty buildings with whites. That's a injury. The Scott Glenn film, yeah? But I was as a child, Roman for Rome, and stay in Rome for a dance. You do have some common sense, don't you? No, the skinheads around here don't. So, when they said to me, get the fuck out of here, I did. Look, I called the agency, I told them everything what happened here. They said, well, you wait. I said, wait for what? Oh, for a replacement. I called my friends, they said, just get out. Why do you want to risk it? Why do you want to survive with these people? Why do you But with these kinds of people, they're not kinds. They're not even people. This is it. They don't want. You see, people are tired of saying stupidity to the point of degenerate stupidity, because this to them is degenerate, not what I'm doing, how they're behaving. If they could get away with murder, they would, but they can't. Just like Grabsky, psychopath, he knows he can't. He knows he's going to be dead soon. Because he's a true psycho. I already explained this a million times. Red Faith, Grabsky, and Burgundy. Cleveland, Ohio. A girl who was found with an overdose called Grabsky. Red Faith, Grabsky. In a telephone booth on Booth Avenue. As in telephone booth avenue. Overdose. He's an overdose too. And that was in the US. Then we have London. Then we have Italy. Then we have Rome. Then we have the UN. Then we have the Russian. Then we have the Turks. We have Ambassador who has his daughter named Jamila. This is the storyline of that piece of paper delve. And of any lookalikes with white hairs that have Nobel Prizes. With her. In Italy, in England, and in the CIA. And in those countries. Whoever worked with me on the ghost lines and whoever was with me of those intelligences that crashed know that that girl was the one who did it. And that girl is a piece of paper right now, John intact, with what has, and therefore cannot reopen those buildings. In San Fran, on the coastlines, in Nevada, in Arizona, in New York, in Sciences, or in Rome or London. Now, the parents' buildings are full, 9292. Why? Because of location. They're based in D.C. They're based in Georgetown. They're full. That's Lara Quint. If you go to the CIA and say to them, why is the DOJ of Lara Quint defending the barons against Rosnicant Thoughts? You know what they'll say to you, the CIA? They'll take a fucking gun and they'll shoot your ass down. Including the Saudis, the Turks, the Egypt, the Russia, and whoever else is officially defending the familia. Including Woolwich. Including the UN. So my obvious question to you, because you're mentally retarded, is, if I come back, my number is 214-214-147, soon to be 214-214-221, with a piece of paper tail. Why am I being attacked by a psycho in Poland that they had to bump off? And this also. Why do I have to leave on Monday? Because the agency doesn't take me seriously or something, or maybe they just want me to suffer, because it's a Polish agency. I don't know. And the brother of the mother, wasn't he the head of sciences in Poland? What was the university? I mean, my uncle can't be just sitting there and going, shit, don't tell them what you are. No, I'm not. Sausage dog. Don't tell them about the White House. Don't tell them about the emptier buildings, what happened when you died. Why not? The stupid, the mentally retarded people on the planet? I even have to tell piece of paper a social security number from who said, what, they're stupid? I have to explain this shit. I even have to explain the Mongoloid concept to them, how this shit is happening, developing negatively, even without me. Sorry, I connect the dots worldwide global. Of course, in 70 countries and 30 states. What's your problem? Oh, she's not a millionaire. She's not a billionaire. Okay, thanks God for that. At least you can't fucking say that I did this through money or fucking around. Shit. Oh, but Basler, his daughter's name, Jamila. You must have fucked around. Basler, can you please talk to these people? I even tried to have one-night stands in South Korea. And you know what? Nobody wanted to have sex. 3 guys jumped out the fucking window. I remember something. What the fuck are you? No. Ninjas. In South Korea, 2009. It's impossible. Motherfucker, babies. What is this? I made a comedy out of shit. And this is why I'm saying, why should I be put through skinhead here or some psycho? I shouldn't be here. Whether they're saying a fucking Havana all the time with the t-shirts on the Morgana, just in London and Rome and those other guys. Havana is everywhere. I'm not supposed to do with this Havana business. Huh? The buttons, the boutons? Yeah, then give them to me, motherfucker. Excuse me, Gymnastics for health. 2 ankles distorted and a left knee ligament. Let me explain this to you. The right ankle in Ambra. Okay? Mama has the Volvo. She runs me over in Ambra. Small whistling. Albert. Same with the jump. With Roberto Petrella. I'm usually trained by Carlo Ustrenkas or Misha Klemenko, who used to do Elena Mohina, 7 hours a day for 10 years. What's the fucking hell for the baby? Shit, sports. Good times, sorry. Pentrella, or Pentagramma, whatever, is from Flamengo. Well, he was there. Okay, middle beam, not the low beam, not the high beam, the middle beam. I'm doing 50 somersaults. What? Between 50 and 100 somersaults in a row. That's very easy. But I'm Halfpenny. Did you get to high school between the ages of 13 and 15, Miss Halfpenny, chemistry? Mr. Goodall's wife? No. You didn't even get out of high school. Did you get out of 15 from high school? Do you have something to say to Woolwich or anybody else? And then shut your ass. All right. Sorry, I was talking to the animals. The zoo, as they call it. Zootopia, to get with this asshole here. All right. So, to put it plainly, if you're always with the same assholes, which you call assholes, which I don't call assholes, with the White House and the Nobel Prizes in 70 countries and 30 states connecting the dots global, they're going to turn around and say to you,
what has empty buildings worldwide with Nobel Prizes?
and BBC and Channel 4 and Messaggero. In other words, Julieta Novoa, old news, Indios Peskovsky, mass media. Old news for me. I can't change it. I can change the piece of paper. I can change the mongoloid factor because it's out of my hands. And that's separate from unheard debate for DOJ parents. Correct, Linda? Dumbass. So this is how we educate the injustices, the retards, the fucks, and all the shits, including the skinheads and the fucking crazies in Poland, like Rapsky. Now, can we set aside this personal jealousy in 70 countries and 30 states? Because quite frankly, I have white hair since the age of 5, and I only see emptier buildings worldwide. And what the fuck was that, lookalikes? Open-match buildings in South Korea. The what? The ghosts. The what? They're dead. Dead what? Emptier building. What? The Nobel Prizes and everything is gone. Everything is empty. You don't know what? What? Okay, that's an way. Now, where do I go? Well, you know. You go this one. Oh, this next. Okay. I go to that hospital to test my blood. You think I'm on drugs? No. Who invented the shit? What does Delph Bessel? Not me. I will tell you that. Because if every motherfucker from Rome to London to all those capital cities in the world, including Southeast Asia and South Africa, where I grew up, in Mozambique for 6 years, and South America, and 30 states of the goddamn fucking US that I connected the dots like Miss Magoo, know the shit about that ass white piece of paper, then you have some fucking sick problem. Because I'm not going to be sitting here and explaining and re-explaining something that I can't change with the emptier buildings for myself. For the parents, as I keep saying. Location, location, location. You have DZ, you have Langley, full buildings, locally in San Francisco, full. And their country's full. On laptops and words. Nowadays, they even have cement trucks following me around. Shit. And also capital cities. Except for Poland. Wonder why. Well, there was the rule of law, which we won for on my literal cruelties. Got out and got them out to Poland, and then from Poland to Moscow, and the Russians were like, what's wrong with the Polish? She didn't need a rule of law, and there's a rule of X protecting her. Okay, take her. The internationals, as it says in Warsaw, were there too on the laptops, and I don't think they trusted so much the Polish with Polexit or Article 7 or the rule of law. There's some guy finding ways and ways to screw people over. People. You can't have an Indios idiot like me understand this shit at the age of 5. With Natalie Direct, at the age of 5, my friend, Lara Quint, born in Rome Quintus, in the same hospital as me, the Supreme Court Justice, Special Counsel in Langley. Shit, she even tried to go to San Francisco to defend Elon Musk. He said, I'm going to Mars. You know what she did? She packed the bags and went back to DC. That's Laura. And so, this Mongoloid concept. When? This is a joke, yeah? Delph. Number So as I was saying, those numbers, 214, 214, 147, which are in Rome, are my numbers. And 214, 214, 221, it shall be. Now, what's happening in those buildings in Rome? I don't know. San Lorenzo, La Sapienza? Crashing since St. George's, 85, 85, since I died. Whereas, empty buildings. Lookalikes, professors with Nobel Prize and lookalikes. That's all news on the news, Julieta Nova Indios. That's me. That's Del. That's 214, 214, 147. That's the girl who died. And I'm the Genentech of that girl, Vanessa Musk. Do you understand that, assholes? By now, or not. And please, if you want to understand, know, meet... You see, my parents worked in over 200 countries, she in 140 countries. As directors of Human Relief Services, OSRO, TCOR, USAID. Those are the agencies. Based in Rome. That's their jobs. Sciences, as I keep saying, is easy for the father and the mother. That's why they say, father boats, mother boats, and all that. So I can go back to this Indio stage that I'm in with this ass white piece of paper and try and re-explain this shit to you. The kingdom coming back. That many times on Crawleys or literal Crawleys for the man. Now, keep away from me. Keep the crazies away from me. Keep the Grobsky away from me. Keep the skinheads away from me. And on Monday I'm leaving, whether the minibus comes or not, because I can't wait till the 30th until these bitches find a replacement. This is what we call non-thinking. This is what we call creating it on purpose. And then you pay. And then that agency pays. But they don't care because those girls are worthless in the world. You see what I'm saying? This is what Intel is saying. There is a price to individuals. And if an individual dies with that many records and comes back as many Genentechs and has white hairs, and the people that crashed with her in Italy, in London, in the CIA have white hairs and are identical lookalikes to me. I mean, I'm a lookalike of them. Those professors of Pfizer or Johnson & Johnson or Sciences or others, those guys are going to spit in your face just for the baby, for the meaning of that number. That's who you are. And that's what Delphs are telling you. You're shit. Because you can't live with people. You're so incapable of living with other people that you have to attack a baby ballerina with a Delph Genentech number. Delph, literally. From Mocassette, New England. On Crawley's. And that's not mentioning unheard of Bigfoot DOJ parents on retirements in Fresno County, Dallas. That's it. And I'm not going to say location again and again and again and more and more and more. I'm not. But I'm going to show to you how the world saw this, even the cats and dogs and the Doolittles. And if you get offended by what I post on Facebook that many times on Crawleys, or the pains I felt on crawlings out of Fresno with both parents, you should be. You are the ugly ones. You are the ones who are still jealous. And I'm going to say the word jealous because you know about the Genentechs. You know about the Nobel Prizes and the empty buildings worldwide. For me alone. All news on the news, Julieta Nova. And you know about the island of Elon Musk and Vanessa Musk. And I haven't mentioned this why. Why should I? Do I have any pretenses to reopen those buildings? You want products, you want soldier boys, okay, you have them. Ghosts. And there will be ghosts, why? Because those who crashed with her have no eyebrows, no eyelashes, white hairs. In Italy, La Sapienza, knowledge. In Woolwich, those other countries. In the CIA, on the ghost lines, where I used to work. They'll vouch for me even if I died and came back as a baby Genentech version of myself. Are you stupid? You don't understand Delphs? You don't understand Intel? No, you don't. You need the baby Indio kindergarten version. And you still can't even understand that part, can you? You can't. That's why I don't speak to myself about myself to people, because people are full of shit. That's why you're obsessed about the parents of Fresno County Dallas, because that's important. That's why that's famous on BBC and Channel 4. Oh, Messaggero. They'll talk about me, sure. Then they'll turn around and they'll say, remember, who's more important? The family. Is that understood shit? No, they didn't go on the news. Did you? Go on CNN? Wasn't I old news on the news? And what's the word? Unheard of Bigfoot on the radio in DC. Unheard of? Multiverse buildings. Full 92, and above. You want to meet that? You shit in their house skinheads? You want to hear? Oh, wouldn't you love to? Bet you can't. You can only meet the degenerate baby with the white hairs. The angels. The Disneyland version of myself. With a dove, a sweat piece of paper. On Crowley Literal. Out of Fresno County Dolls. Is that why you hate me? Power? Your mental problems? Like Grabsky? I don't think you know what I did on those coastlines. In 70 countries and 30 states. And if you know just the surface of what I used to do and that I'm a John and Tug baby of myself, with a national ID Dell from Hookeset, New England, then why would you be so interested in me? Is it because of the Ubermensch? The Elon Musks? The John and Tech buses in San Francisco? Or the white hairs and the emptier buildings worldwide because the original Intel died? With the Nobel Prizes? Ah, that's why you're interested in the baby. You're not going to get anything out of me. Those boys don't belong to the family, those boys. No, they don't. Want to go ask Mel Gibson, who came to Fresno? Missouri. He's a twin, like the triads. Hey, twins, with no high school white hairs. And fuck Hollywood. Papa likes Mel Gibson. Mama, being a lady, likes his buttocks. I personally think that those guys have seen so much bullshit coming out of Fresno County Dolls, and just to say it colloquially, they don't even qualify for bullshit. Andrew Dixon Smith. Andrew Dixon Smith got the Queen's Award in Woolwich for 9/11 research in 1998 for the first Masters. Yeah, Peter Bean of Garb World. I was doing other projects, although I did know him. He said, remember, we did so much. Yeah, you did something else. I did something else. Oh, yeah, you did so much. But you're fake. You have fake eyelashes. I say, what, you want another fucking 9/11 in Fresno County Dolls? What? Alan, dude. Breed? I'm not a breed, motherfucker, San Francisco. What? I work on the coastlines, and the Mongoloid concept with the Biza paper, with the Nobel Prizes that died with the emptier buildings worldwide, including Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson. Yeah, I'm the Janantech of that girl. Call me the baby version of myself with an asswipe social security number. Like a little patch, you know? Cabbage Patch baby. Congratulations. You made it to Kindergarten Global just for me. Thierhofen. Congratulations. I'll bet you these 70 countries and 30 states connecting the dots for me alone. Goodbye. That's not unheard of Bigfoot DOJ, parents. That's separate. That's unheard of Bigfoot DOJ. On the radio for 3 months in D.C. and Langley. You bitches. You show me any jealousy. You show me any crazy fuck shit. I will not be surprised if Grabsky gets bumped off with that car. In London, for real.
For real.
And this guy had up here. On Monday, I will try and leave. Just walk out or just not get a job with them again. Just get any other job. But this is what I'm showing you. I am showing you how people, you see, this is it. This is that self-importance, you see. That's the jealousy they were speaking about. Even with ProMedica. They know there's somebody here. There's well, the caregivers didn't know that there was somebody here. But you know there's somebody here upstairs. Actually, they do know. And they're not reacting to it. You see, and they probably know the storyline of the baby. This is it. They don't care about anything. They care about their lives. But they don't have lookalikes. I keep saying, those Polish girls and Rafał Wyszynski, who's a researcher in Woolwich, if he dies, it won't make a difference. When I died, everybody else got the white hairs, and everybody started looking like me. I look like them. Genetically, the professors. Nobody looked like Rafał Wyszynski. They shit on him. He's just a regular researcher. If you kill the Nobel Prizes in that girl, the Nobel Prizes will crash with that girl. With the white hairs and the empty buildings worldwide. That's me. That's a Genentech baby, the angels, with a Delft piece of paper. This is it. I'm not even going to bother to explain this again. You're sick. You don't want to think. You want to hate. You want to show who's better. You want to have your careers. You want this. You want that. And then when there's actually work over the intel, even without me on the ghost lines, Conectados Global in 70 countries and 30 states, they'll say, it's going to happen even without her, yet she still connected the dots. That's separate from the parents. Of course. That's what they're saying. They've been saying that for ages. What am I? The messenger? The messenger of what? The Delft piece of paper social security number? Corculo de Varis? Calabertone? You see, this is the problem. This is it. 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 That when something like that, you can't even have a baby in your version messenger of that girl trying to explain you this shit. Because it insults you. Even if she has the national ID Delft. 214-214-147 to 214-214-221. The basics of Delft. And you want me to explain to you about the big for DOJ parents. Directorates, human relief services in 200 countries work. 140 countries work. OSRO, TZOR, USAID, DZ based in Rome. I was born in Italy, Rome, for 2 high schools and stupid time Greenwich Mean Time schools. And that system. What's your problem? They all know the story. Now, you're going to say, Grabsky, get the beach. Who's the bitch? Who's the bitch? Not in South Korea. I haven't tried to be one. And how? I failed. Worse than Kumpel. Shit. Worse than Kumpel. I've never seen that much intelligence in Seoul Gangnam Style. Gangnam, help me. You ain't no bitch. Oh, yes, I am. I have no brain. I don't give a shit. You're going Mongoloid concept. You've been going Mongoloid concept since 85. What's the Mongoloid concept? That's only you. That's not your familia. And don't be careless. That's multiverse buildings. 92. Location. Say, Langley. That's in 2009 in South Korea, Gangnam Style, talking to me like this on the streets with a uniform. Let me put it this way to you. I can shut myself, the kingdom coming back. But you guys are fucking retarded. You don't get it. You don't get. The angels from kindergarten global even. That's how pathetic you are. And thanks for Fresnica Tata's retirements. I don't think so. The film with Scott Glenn. I repeat. Roman for Rome. Is about a family retiring in Rome and a girl being kidnapped. That's it. And I got to go back to Elon Musk, the island. Go back to the coastline somewhere, who knows? Havana. And more. All those t-shirts. How long have been those t-shirts on the East Coast on Morganishist? And 4 states, 5 states for the Morganishist. In Rome, in London, around the world. How many times on Crawleys? Since 85 they could see it. People on the streets have those t-shirts. And they're intelligent, many of them. And many of them are just people. What is on earth a Bigfoot DOJ? Why was intelligence sending? And why, by extension, in Woolwich, those people who look like me genetically are sending by extension, the paper extension, helping the family. If I look like the Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, and many others in Woolwich, genetically, what is this Genentech business? Island. All those other deals are yours. Goodbye. You know what? Fuck you all. Now you know why things happen the way they happen. Okay? Because it's as clear as day. Goodbye.